Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in Missouri. Now I'll be honest with you guys, this ain't what you think it is, alright? You may have read the title and you're going, okay, what do you mean by the perfect team game? Well, I'll be straightforward with you. This team, from top to bottom, is the best performing team I have ever had the pleasure of being on. Now, that's not saying that I haven't had better teammates at different points where we've had, like, really good teammates. I'm just saying from top to bottom, this was the single best team that I've ever been a part of. Everybody on this team contributes. And this could have been an overwhelming loss. But we're going to break down how we didn't. So, with that being said, let's start with the obvious. If you guys are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I post daily World of Warships content, as well as a bunch of streams of all kinds of other games. So if you guys are interested, highly recommend you guys punch that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to punch the like button for everybody else, and you as well. So with that, with the formalities out of the way, let's break down the perfect team game. Now, first of all, we're in the Missouri. And I'll be honest, this was a great night for me when it comes to World of Warships. I had very few bad games, and by bad games, I mean less than 100,000. Like, I usually consider anything, for me anyway, anything under 100,000, either a mediocre if it's above 70,000 game, or if it's less than that, it was a bad game, right? Like, that's where I'm at in terms of my performance, right? So I have very specific standards as to what I want to do. However, there are some games where you don't have a bad game, your team just does extremely well, and this is one of those. So right out the gate, we see a Wichita, we expect him to turn out, so we aim high, and of course he does turn out. Did we aim high enough to catch him on the turnout? It looks pretty good, and bonk, yes. You gotta love it. So that is a perfect example of anticipating what somebody's gonna do. We've been in this situation a million times at this point, right? And I know that's an exaggeration. But when you fire at somebody, 9 times out of 10 in the opening salvo, when they're broadside like that, they are going to turn away from you. Why? Because it puts more time between you and them and allows them to get a little bit more of a turn to get away from them. So most of the time, they're gonna turn away. Sometimes they turn in, and when they do, you look stupid. But most of the time, that's not the case. Now, pay attention to what's going on. All 3 of us that spawned on this flank are going to stay on this flank. Gneisno initially rushes in, but look at the minimap right now. Also, we've got a Udachi here, right? Now, Benson gets spotted, but as soon as I take a shot, he turns in, and he's trying to engage. Now, if you're paying attention to the minimap, the entire enemy team, and I do mean the entire enemy team, is heading this direction. Even the destroyer that initially went into Charlie is like, I got to go. Ain't nobody gonna help me, I gotta go. So they are all leaving their side of the map to come over here. Now, I don't need to tell you guys, because you guys are smart. I've been over this. Everybody's been over this. This is a terrible strategy. Right? We call it the lemming train for a reason. Now, right here, we have one of the 3 destroyers. We know that the Benson's over here as well, but we go ahead and punish the Udachi for daring to stick his nose out there while we were radaring for the Benson, actually. But it's at this point that I'm going to get into comms, and as I turn away from the Udachi, who's obviously trying to torpedo me, right? As I turn away from him and the rest of his team, I'm going to get into the chat, and I'm going to be basically saying, guys, you guys have nothing over there. Their entire team came to this flank. I need you guys to push, because we can't hold this forever. But that doesn't mean we can't try, right? Now, this is where I tell the Udachi, you guys to get back, my dude. You are outgunned, outnumbered, and there is no hope for you if you stay in there. Like, you're up against a Benson, a Udachi, an Atlantico's pushing in. There's a lot of bad okay? Wichita's there too. Like, there's a lot of stuff that wants you dead. So sticking there is a surefire way to get murdered. This was a great call. He even listens. This is why I've been in chat lately, guys. Y'all been wondering why I've been talking a lot in chat. It isn't to rage and scream and holler, though let's be honest, I've done plenty of that. But generally speaking, it is simply to communicate with my team better, because the dialogue wheel, A, is slow, and B, doesn't convey what you actually need in the moment. So as our Udachi breaks free, what happens? Well, everybody starts shooting him. Yudachi starts shooting him. The secondaries of the Atlantico start shooting him. And by the way, this might be the quickest an Atlantico has ever gone down in a push without just getting yeeted by torpedoes. But that being said, watch what happens next. Now, I've already used my radar, right? But we've got a beautiful look at this Wichita who opens the angle, and you can't ask for much. Oh my God, hello, Benson. Well, if only somebody had called and told the Yudachi to get the fuck out of there because he's going to get hunted down. Who'd have seen this coming? Secondaries are already going ham on this Benson, and I'm going to put myself between the Yudachi and the Benson. And the Yudachi does the right thing by using the island to hide. What a... Do you see what I'm saying about the best team that I've ever had? Now this little turd thinks he's going to get his torpedoes away. That was never going to happen, Sunshine. You can see good dodging by the Yudachi to get out of there. And I even get into chat. I'm like, I got you, little dude. Don't worry. I got your back. I ain't abandoning you. Believe it or not. And look, we've got another cruiser coming over to this side of the map as well. The battleship that was here was the Gneiseno, and he has retreated to a safer spot where he can continue to be useful, but also not get heated by the entire enemy team. We've got the Yudachi's torpedoes coming in. Shocker, I know. We've got the Wichita getting stuck up against the island, but look at my team. Did they sit around and do nothing over there at Charlie for 5 or 10 minutes? No! They killed the destroyer that was over there, they captured the base, and they are immediately turning to flank the enemy and catching all of these guys in a crossfire. And this is exactly why you cannot take all of your ships and put them into one location, because I can hold. And I'm not a great player. Like, I'm an okay player. We know I say I'm above average at best. I'm not an amazing god tier level player like some of these guys out here. And even I can hold an entire fleet back, right? Like, you're not going to be able to just run over me, right? It's just not happening. Like, you are just getting held back by all of us, right? And I'm not alone now. I've got the destroyer still alive. I've got my cruiser over here for what it's worth. I've got the Gneiseno behind me. So there is a fleet here now. And you're also being flanked. You're screwed. There's no way out of this. It would take a monumental screw-up by my team to throw this match, right? So, with that in mind, what went wrong for the enemy team? And it starts with everybody leaving their side to come in and try to go to one side of the map. And it's not because I'm on the team, okay? Maybe I had something to do with it, but let's be honest. It's most likely due to the fact that everybody wants to stay together nowadays. People do not understand the value of a flank. When a flank collapses, your team loses most of the time. That is a simple, strategic fuck-up, okay? And this is why I bring this up all the time. And I know I'm taking a huge risk going broadside to this this Richelieu, but I have to get to a point where I can kite away and stay angled to all of those guys using the island as cover, and then engaging this Colorado. And you can see, I thought that I was going to be radaring the freaking Yudachi over here on the edge, or whoever was over here. But, yeah, the Yudachi has gone all the way back across the map and is now going toe-to-toe with our battleship at close range, which I already slapped him for a third of his health, so that battleship should easily be able to kill him. And he does. Does he kill our battleship in the process? Nope. Battleship lives. And here, we're doing a pretty good job of staying angled. This Colorado going to get the best RNG you have ever seen out of a Colorado. I'll be honest, I don't know what it is about people getting the best RNG you have ever seen when it comes to facing me. Because I wish my Colorado was this accurate. This man landing at least one shell out of every gun turret that he fires, and more often than not, he's hitting more than that. But as you can see, my Yudachi, sticking close by, catches the Colorado with one torpedo here. That causes a flood. He damage cons it. I'm getting farmed from behind, but again, it's not that big a deal. This is why we turn to kite. We can take a lot of damage here. We still got one more heal left. We're going to go ahead and, again, fire into the Colorado and then go for the kill on the Heinrich as well. And we get the kill on the Colorado, but do we get the kill on the Heinrich? Oh, no, not quite. We missed this superstructure by just a little bit. Unfortunate. Now, this is a very dangerous turn here because I'm kind of disrespecting this Heinrich. I'm like, I don't believe you can hit me. I was wrong. He absolutely could hit me. I got lucky. Okay? I don't ever recommend making the turn towards the enemy like that, because what you're doing is you're raising your citadel out of the water, making it easier for them to citadel you. So we got very lucky there, but 85,000 damage is a pretty mediocre game for me. However, we almost got 2,000 base. We got 2 kills, but the entire team, and shout out to everybody on this team, doing their part to hold against all odds long enough for our team to recognize and push together to flank the enemy. Mind blown. What a strategic gambit. You know, if only we could get more teams to do this. So let me know down in the comments below. Have you ever had a team work together that well? Have you ever had a team all work together? One side holding against the entire onslaught of the enemy's team, and then the other side coming around the backside and flanking the absolute dog water out of it. Let me know. I'm interested, okay? I want to know. I always like to point out when people do good things because I think it snowballs, right? I point out when people do bad things. Might as well point out when people do good things as well. So let me know down in the comments below if you guys enjoy this kind of gameplay. And if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button. Leave a comment below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as always, I will see you in the next video.